In today's video, how much cardio should you be doing to lose those love handles? Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Rebella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, we're gonna discuss how to lose the love handles, the lower back fat, the lower abdomen fat, how to get your abs to show, just how to get that lost through the use of cardio. And today's question comes from you right here on my direct message. So if you'd like to send me a question, go to my Instagram and we can discuss it. And today's topic is something that I get quite frequently. So I'm actually gonna address two different questions in the same video. How long should cardio sessions be while in a caloric deficit or a fat loss phase? I'm currently doing 4 to 5 sessions a week, 40 minutes each, around 200 calories burned. Is this excessive despite already being in a caloric deficit? However, I don't mind doing cardio. I'd rather go for a walk instead. I'm looking for losing love handles, but they are not going anywhere, even though my calories are now at 1,560. Should I go down more or just do cardio with high heartbeats? Because I'm not doing that much except walking for a minimum of 8,000 steps. All right guys, so to address the problem of losing lower belly fat and body fat on our abdomen, or just getting rid of that area that seems to come off last, we need to understand a few concepts. The first concept I want you to understand is the idea of spot reduction, of losing body fat on a single spot on your body. As much as I would love to make this so, what typically happens is that we don't actually lose the body fat where we want to lose it at that moment. We start losing body fat in other areas. When I'm coaching someone, I'm not just looking at a single spot or the scale. I'm also looking at measurements and pictures to determine how much progress there's been. Because if you are in a phase where you are actually doing some resistance training while also trying to lose body fat, you can change your body composition in such a manner that you're actually adding muscle at the same time that you're losing body fat. Now this will show up remarkably well in pictures and in measurements, but it won't show up at all on a scale because you tend to just add a little bit of muscle, lose a little bit of fat, and the scale does not really reflect what's going on. So it's important that you're paying attention to a couple different signs. Now, when it comes to getting rid of the belly and the lower back fat, the analogy I like to use is that when you are taking the water out of a pool, think of that water as the body fat on your body. Now, the body fat you want to get off is the body fat that's at the bottom of the pool. So how do you get there? You can't simply reach deeper with your cup and get the water out. The water will just lower. No, you must first lose the body fat at the top of the pool, thus the body fat on your body. You will often notice you're getting leaner in places like your face, your shoulders, your chest, maybe even your extremities before it comes off your body fat. This is the genetic predisposition for body fat storage, okay? Body fat storage is generally going to be more in our midsection. You can think of this as a way of protecting our organs, but for whatever reason, this is the way that body fat is typically scored. So you will have to go through periods of fat loss where you're simply not going to see a significant amount of fat loss. Now, you might actually lose a little bit around the belly, and then for a few weeks, lose it somewhere else. And then you'll lose a little bit around the lower back, and then you'll lose it from somewhere else. So this type of systematic removal of fat loss requires long-term dedication. You have to stick to the program that you're on. You can't just get frustrated at the lack of progress and then give up. Now, once we understand that concept of how fat loss comes off, and we understand that we can't get so frustrated when it's not coming off exactly where we want, well, then we can actually look at how to get the fat off and using cardio as a tool for that. And what I'd like to talk about here is the overall energy balance, because that's what's going to determine how much body fat we lose. So when we talk about energy balance, when we eat something, that would be a positive energy balance. When you have a meal, you'll see a spike in calories and you'll see a spike in how much body fat is stored post that meal. Don't get scared. It doesn't really matter as long as you're in a negative energy balance for the entire day. Well, how do we create that? Well, the biggest thing is our basal metabolic rate, and that is just the amount of calories it requires for us to keep the lights on, for us to keep breathing, for us to keep our heart pumping. And you can also include things like non-exercise activity, things like me moving my hands, taking a walk, doing things that don't actually add up to just doing exercise, okay? So when we take in calories, that's our energy for the day to get things done. If you take in more energy than your body uses throughout the day, well, then there's the potential for fat storage. There's also the potential for muscle building. This all comes down to your calorie intake your lifestyle and how you are treating yourself essentially. So what is a cardio session? You mentioned you're doing cardio sessions for up to 40 minutes. Well, a cardio session is actually going to be a caloric deficit during that period, okay? You were in energy surplus when you ate. You are going to dip below your energy line when you are doing cardio. Now, the intensity of that cardio and the length of that cardio is going to determine just how much of an energy deficit you are in. Walking is going to be less of an energy deficit than jogging. Jogging is going to be less of an energy deficit than sprinting. However, you can generally walk for a lot longer than you can jog, and thus you can jog for a lot longer you can sprint. The intensity and the duration of your cardio is going to determine how many calories you burn in that session. And if you're doing something like high intensity interval training, it's possible that you will continue to burn calories after the session is done through the oxygen deficit that you created while doing that high intensity exercise. So the most important thing you need to do here is look at each day as an opportunity to lose body fat, to get leaner. It doesn't come down to being perfect for one meal or one cardio session. You have to look at your entire day. Are you spiking your calories too high when you're eating? Are you not burning enough calories throughout the day through dieting? The next major concept to understand is that our bodies are not static, meaning if you start a 500 calorie deficit today and you're losing weight successfully for a few weeks and that weight loss stalls, that means your body has adapted. We get more efficient at doing cardiovascular exercise, meaning it requires less calories to burn to do that exercise than it did a few weeks ago. This is a positive adaptation. It means we're better at what we were doing. Also, as we lose weight and as we lose body fat, our metabolic rate and processes adapt because we have less body fat and less weight to carry around. So we become more efficient at extracting calories from food, our digestive process change, and you might start to notice that you get hungrier. These are all changes in our body because our body would prefer to keep body fat on. Homeostasis is our main body's goal. So to get the body fat off and keep it off, it doesn't simply mean you should crash diet, risk the loss of muscle, risk perhaps developing some food eating disorder behaviors. Instead, you should incur a lifestyle change and you should allow your body and mind sustain this for a long period of time. This is how we can actually change our bodies forever. You don't simply put on body fat in a day or a week or a month. It takes years, and it's been lifestyle changes that have gotten you to that place where you have more body fat than you want. Likewise, you're not going to lose the body fat in a day, a week, a month, or a year. Why? Because it's taken you months and years to get your body to where it is now. So you need to undo those processes, change your lifestyle. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to avoid foods that you enjoy. You just need to learn how to incorporate them in a controlled manner and also to sustain consistent weight loss lifestyle patterns for the months and years ahead, okay? This is how we can get the body fat off. I promise you, if you are in a rush to get body fat off, the only thing you're going to do is get it off and then quickly put it right back on because you did not develop the proper eating, training, and lifestyle patterns to keep it off. Likewise, if you look for one simple solution, one thing to add to your day, one thing to add to your diet, one simple trick, all you're going to do is lose money and lose time because those simple tricks are simple bullshit. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully, this helps you on your way. Is 30 to 40 minutes of cardio too much? Hell no. If you enjoy doing cardio, I've spent more than an hour doing cardio sometimes when my goal is to get completely shredded. It's all about comparing what your day, your time, and your goals are about, okay? There can be periods of time where you are a bit more aggressive with cardio and diet to get to your goal, and then you can maintain it from there, okay? So it all comes down to what works best for you. Finding cardio that you enjoy. Can you do walking? Absolutely. It's just going to require a little more time. Can you do high intensity cardio? Absolutely. It's just going to require a little bit more time for recovery. Okay? Finding the balance between things you enjoy, being active. You don't need to do cardio at all if you're really paying attention to your diet and you find some activities that help you burn calories through exercising without the use of specific cardio protocols. All right, guys? It's all about that 24-hour window. How many calories up? How many calories down over a long period of time? That's going to determine the changes our bodies go through. Have an awesome Monday, guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.